Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video, and we are carrying on our Let's Talk About series. On this video, we are talking about the brand new MnM Gaming roster for the upcoming NLC Div 1 split. UK-based organisation, MnM, obviously. They have a very big, rich history in League of Legends, where they've been involved in the UK scene for a number of years and a number of splits now. They have definitely been, over the years, a very standout UK organisation when it comes to developing talent. This is obviously staff talent and also player talent. They've got a lot of rich history of being able to do that. And are definitely one of the organisations within the UK scene that is kind of the benchmark for younger organisations coming into the leagues. They were also obviously one of the starting organisations in the old NLC. So they were one of the first kind of organisations to make up what the old NLC looked like. They struggled a bit in what the old NLC looked like. They didn't really have the best of results in that divisions. They finished 6th in the 2020 summer split, but they were able to kind of maintain their NLC status. But then the following split, they were sadly relegated by Dusty. So obviously that will be a small little rivalry going on this split. Obviously, moving on, they then obviously relegated, put into the UKLC for the summer of 2021. They finished the main split in first, but sadly lost in the playoff finals to London Esports. Obviously, that secured them Masters, where they didn't do the best, but no UK organisation has ever done the best. So, yeah. Moving on, obviously, from the end of that summer split, we had the calibrations. MnM kept their bot lane of Yopper and Clocks from that summer split, and also their head coach Panj. Couple new additions to that roster, but were able to secure themselves Div 1 by beating X7. So that would be one that X7 will want to get a little bit of revenge on, for certain. Obviously, this kind of opportunity with the new format and stuff gives MnM almost the perfect opportunity to kind of press a restart, kind of own up. We didn't have the best of results in the old system, but this brand new system definitely offers MnM the chance to really kind of show as an organization that they're wanting to kind of improve on their previous results. So who's the roster that they're hoping to do it? Well, their top laner, Bobista, rejoins MnM. So he played on the MnM roster in the NLC spring split. He obviously didn't have the best time, but he rejoins this roster after playing in the Ultra Liga for Gentlemen's Gaming. He placed 7th there, and during the off season, he has played for quite a lot of kind of qualification teams. So he's played in a variety of different qualifiers, and I think he also played in one of the kind of regional League GG ones that were going on during the winter split. He joins up with the Polish jungler Kana. He joins MnM after a very successful split in the EBL, where he placed 2nd. He sadly failed to make it out of EU Master play-ins, before which he also played for Goskilla in the Baltic Masters, and he won the Baltic Masters, but again, he failed to make it out of those EU Master play-ins. So he's a player that has done really well, a lot of success, but sadly when it comes to EU Masters doesn't quite have it, or the team doesn't quite have it where they can kind of make the jump from play-ins into what playoffs, the main event really. Moving on, we've got the Swedish mid laner Royal Cannon. He's joining MnM after the winter split in the old Division 1 in the Prime League. Obviously both Prime League and NLC run by the same people, both kind of regions having a bit of a shuffle around with how their kind of divisions are worded. But in the old Division 1 in the winter, he played for My Insanity, finishing a respectable 5th place with that organisation. Before his time in Prime League, he also played for Granite. He replaced Mutter on that Granite roster. As well, he's got a 1st place Nordic Championship in the summer of 2019. He then went on to make an EU Masters appearance. Last but not least, let's talk about this bot lane of MnM, where it reunites the ex-Granite bot lane from the NLC Spring 2021 as Michigu partners with Dr. Chaos to round off the roster. As mentioned, obviously both the ADC and support have previous experience playing alongside each other. For Granite, where they finished 4th in their kind of group, and then they finished 7th to 8th in playoffs. So this bot lane will definitely have some form of chemistry and understanding of how each other want to play. Michigu, after kind of that experience, played for Unique. He won Telia Sweden, which was obviously the regional league for Sweden. And then he played for Bifrost in the NLC calibration tournament, where he helped Bifrost qualify for Div 1, which is quite cool. Dr. Chaos has most recently had a short stint in the winter for the GLL, so in the Greek league, but most notably, he spent his summer winning the Belgian league with Sector 1. So a player who's kind of no stranger to success. He's had success in summer. He's now coming back to the NLC. As an organisation, MnM kick off their NLC Div 1 campaign with a game against Bifrost, which is a really interesting one because I think there's quite a lot of storylines with this kind of game. As I mentioned, it's kind of a reunion for Michigu, but also the kind of coaching and manager staff of MnM is made up of people that were involved in that calibration tournament for Bifrost. So their head coach Inake, he was their, I think, assistant coach, because I think Torok was the head coach of the Bifrost roster, and the manager Solstice. He was the manager for the Bifrost roster for calibration. So there you already have three people that were heavily involved in the reason Bifrost are in Div 1. Now they'll be playing each other in the first game of the split. This obviously start playing against Bifrost will be a very challenging one. I think the Bifrost roster is very strong, but I think this MnM roster has all of the kind of things necessarily to really upset a couple of the kind of top teams that might be considered stronger on paper. But I think this roster will only kind of get better. It's got good synergy in the bot lane already, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the solo laners do. I think Kanna's an excellent pickup in jungler. I watched him a couple of times for MRG when he played in calibrations. I think he's fantastic. So I'm really going to be looking at these solo laners to see how well they do this split. So that's the MnM roster. Let me know your predictions of where they'll end up, whether you think they're going to be, again, struggling in relegation, or whether you think they can push the kind of top echelon of the teams in the NLC. So, like I said, let me know how you think this roster will get on, and I'll catch you in the next one.